the Mastery Mindset podcast channel. Master your mind and unleash your potential. Welcome back to the Mastery Mindset podcast channel, the place where we explore practical strategies and empowering insights to help you cultivate a life of self-compassion and kindness towards yourself. I'm excited to dive into today's topic. In our fast-paced, demanding working lives, it's all too easy to get caught up in a never-ending cycle of self-criticism, high expectations, and burnout. We push ourselves relentlessly, always striving for perfection and rarely allowing ourselves a moment of respite. But what if I told you that by cultivating self-compassion and kindness towards ourselves, we could break free from this cycle and find a greater sense of fulfillment and well-being? Self-compassion is not just a vague concept or a passing trend, it's a transformative practice that has the power to revolutionize the way we approach our lives and work. It starts with acknowledging our own suffering, recognizing that we, too, experience pain, stress, and disappointment. Instead of berating ourselves for our mistakes or shortcomings, self-compassion invites us to treat ourselves with the same warmth, understanding, and support that we readily offer to others. Imagine a scenario where a colleague or friend comes to you seeking solace and support after making a mistake at work. You would likely respond with empathy, assuring them that it's okay to falter, that everyone makes mistakes, and that they are still valuable and deserving of kindness. Now, picture yourself in that same situation. How would it feel to extend the same compassion and understanding to yourself? To remind yourself that you, too, are human and deserving of love and acceptance. Self-compassion isn't about dismissing our responsibilities or lowering our standards. It's about embracing a non-judgmental attitude towards our own imperfections and mistakes, recognizing that they are an integral part of the learning and growth process. When we grant ourselves permission to be imperfect and acknowledge our vulnerabilities, we create an environment of self-acceptance and understanding. It's through this lens of self-compassion that we can truly thrive in our personal and professional lives. So, as we embark on this journey of cultivating self-compassion and kindness towards ourselves, let's remember that it's not a sign of weakness or self-indulgence. It's an act of courage and strength. By treating ourselves with compassion, we replenish our inner resources, enhance our emotional well-being, and ultimately become more resilient in the face of challenges. Now, you might be wondering, how can we practically cultivate self-compassion in our everyday lives? One effective strategy is practicing self-care. This involves making intentional choices that prioritize our well-being, whether it's through regular exercise, meditation, hobbies, or simply taking time for ourselves to recharge. By investing in self-care, we replenish our emotional reserves, enabling us to approach challenges with greater resilience and compassion. Let me share a practical example to illustrate this point. Imagine you've had a long day at work, dealing with multiple deadlines and demanding clients. Instead of pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion, practice self-compassion by allowing yourself to unwind. Engage in activities that bring you joy and help you relax, such as going for a walk in nature, reading a book, or spending quality time with loved ones. By consciously choosing self-care, you create a nurturing environment for self-compassion to flourish. Another practical way to cultivate self-compassion is through the practice of gratitude. Take a moment each day to reflect on the things you appreciate and value in your life, both big and small. This could be expressing gratitude for the support of colleagues, the beauty of nature, or even the opportunity to pursue your passions. By consciously shifting your focus to gratitude, you create space for self-compassion to grow, as you acknowledge the positive aspects of your life and the progress you've made. In addition to self-care and gratitude, cultivating self-compassion can also involve setting healthy boundaries. As working professionals, we often find ourselves taking on more than we can handle, saying yes to every request and stretching ourselves thin. However, by learning to say no when necessary and setting realistic boundaries, we honor our own needs and well-being. This act of self-compassion allows us to preserve our energy and prioritize our own physical and mental health. Let me share a story to exemplify the power of setting healthy boundaries. one of history's most influential figures, Eleanor Roosevelt, was known for her remarkable ability to prioritize self-care and establish boundaries. As the First Lady of the United States, she faced immense pressure and expectations. However, she recognized the importance of taking time for herself, engaging in activities she enjoyed, and nurturing her own well-being. Eleanor Roosevelt's commitment to self-compassion not only allowed her to flourish personally but also enabled her to make a significant impact on the world around her. So, as we explore practical ways to cultivate self-compassion, remember that it's not just a one-time endeavor. It requires consistent effort and a commitment to prioritizing our own well-being. By practicing self-care, expressing gratitude, and setting healthy boundaries, we create a foundation for self-compassion to flourish. And in turn, we become better equipped to navigate the challenges of our working lives with grace, resilience, and kindness towards ourselves. Another essential aspect of cultivating self-compassion is managing our inner dialogue. We all have an inner critic that tends to be harsh and unforgiving. However, by challenging our negative self-talk and replacing it with positive and encouraging thoughts, we can shift our mindset towards self-compassion. Remember, you wouldn't speak to a friend or loved one in a demeaning way, so why treat yourself any differently? Let's consider a quick motivational story from the life of Maya Angelou, a renowned poet and civil rights activist. Maya Angelou faced numerous hardships throughout her life, yet she always demonstrated tremendous self-compassion. Despite experiencing trauma and adversity, she learned to embrace her vulnerabilities and channel her pain into powerful works of art. Maya Angelou serves as an inspiration, reminding us that self-compassion can be a catalyst for personal growth and resilience. One particular instance that showcases Maya Angelou's self-compassion is when she encountered rejection early in her career. As a young writer, Maya faced countless rejections for her poetry and literature. Instead of succumbing to self-doubt and criticism, Maya chose to view these rejections as opportunities for growth and improvement. She used her self-compassionate mindset to fuel her determination and commitment to her craft. Over time, her resilience paid off, and she emerged as a celebrated voice in the literary world, inspiring millions with her words. Maya Angelou's story teaches us that self-compassion isn't about ignoring our flaws or failures. It's about acknowledging them with kindness and using them as stepping stones for personal development. Just as Maya turned her setbacks into fuel for success, we too can adopt a self-compassionate approach when faced with challenges in our working lives. By reframing our failures as learning experiences and treating ourselves with understanding and encouragement, we can cultivate resilience and continue progressing towards our goals. Practicing self-compassion also involves nurturing a growth mindset. The concept of a growth mindset, popularized by psychologist Carol S. Dweck, revolves around the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication, effort, and learning. By embracing a growth mindset, we recognize that setbacks and mistakes are not indicators of our worth but rather opportunities for growth and improvement. This mindset shift allows us to approach our work with self-compassion, understanding that progress is a journey and not a destination. To illustrate the power of a growth mindset, let's briefly mention the story of J.K. Rowling, the renowned author of the Harry Potter series. Before achieving immense success, J.K. Rowling faced numerous rejections from publishers. However, instead of giving up, she embraced a growth mindset, viewing rejection as a necessary part of her journey. Rowling's self-compassion and perseverance paid off when she finally secured a publishing deal and captivated the world with her magical storytelling. As we conclude this segment on self-compassion, remember that managing our inner dialogue and embracing a growth mindset are powerful tools in our journey towards self-compassion. By challenging our negative self-talk, finding inspiration in the stories of resilient individuals like Maya Angelou and J.K. Rowling, and adopting a growth mindset, we empower ourselves to navigate the challenges of our working lives with kindness, resilience, and an unwavering belief in our own potential. As working professionals, it's crucial to acknowledge the impact of stress and burnout on our overall well-being. Cultivating self-compassion can serve as a powerful tool in navigating these challenges. By acknowledging our limitations and setting realistic expectations, we can prevent burnout and create a healthier work-life balance. Now, I'd like to share a practical exercise that can help us cultivate self-compassion in our daily lives. Take a moment to reflect on a recent situation where you made a mistake or felt inadequate. Write down how you would respond to a friend who found themselves in the same situation. Then, read that response out loud, but this time directing it towards yourself. By practicing this exercise regularly, we gradually rewire our self-talk to be more compassionate and supportive. Let's walk through an example to make this exercise more tangible. Imagine you had a presentation at work that didn't go as well as you had hoped. Instead of berating yourself or dwelling on what went wrong, approach the situation with self-compassion. Think about how you would comfort and encourage a friend who experienced a similar setback. Perhaps you would say something like, "It's understandable that you're disappointed, but remember that mistakes happen to everyone. You prepared to the best of your abilities, and this is an opportunity to learn and grow. Your worth and value as a professional are not defined by this one presentation." Now, take a deep breath and read those words out loud, directing them towards yourself. Internalize the message of self-compassion, allowing it to permeate your thoughts and emotions. By engaging in this exercise regularly, you rewire your inner dialogue, replacing self-criticism with self-compassion. Over time, this practice becomes a natural and empowering way to approach setbacks and challenges. In addition to this exercise, it can be helpful to cultivate self-compassion through mindful self-awareness. Take a moment each day to check in with yourself, observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Notice any self-critical or negative thoughts that arise and gently redirect them towards self-compassion. Remind yourself that you are worthy of kindness and understanding, just as anyone else would be. It's important to remember that self-compassion is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Each of us will find different practices and strategies that resonate with our unique personalities and needs. Experiment with various techniques, such as journaling, meditation, or seeking support from a trusted friend or therapist. Discover what works best for you in cultivating self-compassion and make it a consistent part of your self-care routine. As we strive to cultivate self-compassion in our working lives, let's celebrate the progress we make along the way. Acknowledge the moments when you respond to challenges with self-compassion and recognize the positive impact it has on your well-being. Remember, self-compassion is a lifelong journey, and every step you take towards cultivating it is a step towards a more fulfilled and balanced life. To wrap up today's episode, remember that cultivating self-compassion and kindness towards oneself is an ongoing journey. It requires patience, practice, and a willingness to embrace our own humanity. By integrating self-care, managing our inner dialogue, and adopting realistic expectations, we create a foundation for self-compassion to thrive. Thank you for joining me today on the Mastery Mindset podcast channel. I hope you found this episode insightful and that you're inspired to begin cultivating self-compassion in your own life. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for future episodes where we'll continue exploring strategies for personal growth and empowerment. Before we part ways, I'd love to hear your thoughts and ideas on this topic. How do you personally practice self-compassion in your working life? Share your experiences in the comments below. Remember, your journey towards self-compassion starts with a single step. As we conclude, let's remember that by nurturing self-compassion and kindness towards ourselves, we not only enhance our own well-being but also create a ripple effect of positivity in our relationships and the world around us. So, let's embrace the power of self-compassion and live our best lives. Thank you once again for listening, and until next time, remember to be gentle with yourself, show kindness to yourself, and cultivate self-compassion. You deserve it.